start the video.
All right, thanks.
Okay, you can start.
All right, thank you. Hello, it's Julie from Ocean Rehab and Fitness. Thanks for joining me today. So for today's class, we just need a few pieces of equipment. I will be using a dowel for a portion of our cardio today. So if you have a cane, a dowel, a broomstick, something else that will space your hands apart and is fairly rigid, that would be perfect. And then I'll be using a physio band for a portion of class today for our resistance training. So hopefully you have something like that handy as well. In a pinch, you can use a scarf or a belt or something like that. But ideally it has some stretch like our physio bands do. And then make sure you have some water handy as well. I have forgotten my water bottle somewhere else, but I have some here if I need it. So I'll give you a few water breaks as we go through class today. So start with a comfortable seat in your chair. If you like spending the first few moments with your eyes closed, please feel free. We're just going to focus on our breathing as we usually do to begin today. And we'll check in with our posture as well. So stretching through your spine. Great. Hopefully we don't have issues. I see I'm getting a message that my internet connection is unstable, but hopefully we are okay here. Good. So one more with that focus on the extension through your spine. And then let's move the focus to the rise and fall of your chest, hand at your chest if you like that extra bit of feedback. As you take a breath in, expanding through your rib cage, and a breath out to compress a little bit, but more than that, just take an even breath out. So I don't want anything to change in your posture for this. I just want you to think about how first we had that moment where we were really extending through our spine. That's opened up more space for us now to take nice even breaths in and out through our chest. So we'll do two more like that. And one. And then focusing on our core as we continue with those nice even breaths in and out, where a breath in fills up your belly and a breath out squeezes all the air, belly button to backbone. So taking a moment to engage your core muscles, tell them to start Really working to help you here with that even breath in and out, belly breathing. We'll do 2 more like that. And last one. Great. From here, eyes can be opened. If you have had your eyes closed, we'll start doing some slow head circles, just warming up through your neck. And go back the other direction. Great. One more this way. And then bring your head back to center. We'll do a few shoulder checks here. Looking over one shoulder, coming back to center and over the other. The last one here. Great, and then looking down towards your lap to center and up towards the ceiling, maybe about 3 feet in front of you. You don't need to look necessarily directly overhead. Just warming up all the different directions that our neck moves us. Last one here. Excellent. Depending on your level of core control, if you are able to move forward away from back support, even just a little bit, that would be great right now. Perhaps you do that with a block at your back, like a yoga block. You're welcome to find a block or a small ball or something, rolled up towel that you could put back there to give you a little bit of support, but still have you slightly forward of your chair if that's an option for you. We're going to continue with our shoulder checks, but we're going to add a little bit more rotation to the movement as well. So feel free to take both hands to one side of your upper thigh to rotate as you shoulder check now, coming back to center each time. So moving through some rotational range off to this one side. Good, we'll do 2 more here. And 1. And then we're going to hold it in a comfortable rotation and open up that arm on the side that we're rotating to the back a few times. So press back behind you, still looking back with that shoulder check if that's comfortable for you. We'll do 2 more here. And 1. And then back to the other side to do the same thing, hands on, hands on your upper thigh for support, guiding with a little bit of gentle pressure through your hands as you start to rotate side to center and do a little shoulder check while you're here. Good, 2 more. And 1. And then we will add in our reach as well. So rotating to a comfortable stopping point, reaching back, getting a little bit of stretch and warm up through front shoulder and chest, as well as through our shoulder blade area as well. That shoulder blade pulling to center every time my arm pulls back. Last 2. And 1. Great. Both hands are on your lap. If you have the core control to forward hinge, you will be doing that now. If it's best for you to press back into your chair back, that's another option. Make sure your wheels are locked, please. Good. So back press or forward hinge with front support. So hands are on your lap. Good. We'll do 2 more here. And last one like that. Adding in a forward reach if you do not need that front support, or so we'll say with one side here, or if you do require front support while hinging, maybe you're doing this as an upright warm up instead, press and pull. Good. Last one here. And then switching to the other side, same thing, shoulder is set into position, either upright for this move or hinge, press and pull. Great, 2 more. And 1. All right, shoulders are set, so reaching towards the ceiling. Let's do a press straight up for now. So the palm of your hand is pressing upwards. And then let's do it a little more starting from your side. So kind of like half of a seated jack arm. And then again, depending on your level of core control with a side flex. 2 more. And 1. Great, let's do the same on the other side. Shoulders are set, hand is pressing straight for the ceiling to start. 2. And 1, and then starting more to your side, reaching up overhead in an arc. Still that active press through the palm of your hand, and then adding in the side flex if that is feeling right for you today. Good, 2 more. And 1. All right, shake out those shoulders. Let's do some shoulder circles to the back. Shoulders themselves are staying low. Arms are moving in a rear rotation. Last one here. And then let's do the same to the front, big scoops forward. We are ready to move right away into our heart rate raising activity for today. So today I have us doing varied tempos. So let's do 1 more here. Grab a drink of water if you need one, and grab your dowel or broomstick or whatever you have that is a rigid object that you can use to space your hands apart. I'm just going to move my chair back a little bit so you can see me better. And we will get started here. So we're going to do a little bit of tempo work today. So we'll get maybe a little bit of raise in heart rate as we're moving faster. And then as we're moving slower, we're working more on core support for the most part throughout these exercises. So for now, just give me a nice even kayak paddle side to side, and then we'll start to change up some variables here in a moment. Good. So just a nice even paddle as we get going with this motion. Make it as wide as you need it to be able to clear the arms of your chair. So depending on your chair's setup, adjust accordingly. So if it needs to be a paddle that's a little bit higher off of your lap or a little bit wider out to the sides, that's fine. And feel free to adjust throughout. So if I'm doing a close paddle and that's not working for you, make it a little bit wider as you need. Great. Okay, so we're going to call this our medium tempo. Just a nice easy pace. Getting into a bit of a groove here. We'll change it up right away. So let's change it up to a higher tempo, which for now will just be our same paddle stroke. So just a kayak paddle, adding a little bit more speed. As we add more speed, we require more core control as well, especially if we're away from our chair back. So if that is an option for you, you might want to consider moving slightly away from your chair back. Great, so we'll just vary the tempo a few times between medium and higher tempo, and then we'll start to slow it down and challenge our core in a different way. Good, so go back to your medium tempo, which just means a little more relaxed pace, maybe a little bit wider stroke than when you're doing your higher tempo work. Great, so we'll finish this one off and start to pick up the pace again right here to our higher tempo. Hips nice and even on your chair. our oblique muscles, those side core muscles that we work on each Thursday when you join me, we will be using those to help stabilize here and through a number of the exercises that are coming up as well. Good. Go back to your medium tempo. All right, let's start to elongate those paddle strokes side to side. And we're going to change this. So if this is our low tempo or slower tempo exercise, let's make it about muscle control and about core support. So we're going to start to elongate enough that you have to side flex a bit, but keep your hips as even as you can on your chair. So I don't want you to lift the side that you're moving away from. So lift that hip. I want you to keep your hips as even as you can. Good. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Go back to your medium tempo here. Okay, so we are going to change this up a few different ways now. Our higher tempo might be with a little bit of rotation. So do be really aware of how this feels as you start to add a little bit of rotational work. Slow it down as much as you need to. This does not need to be a super fast move, but shoulders moving side to side because we're rotating through our mid spine and using our core muscles to kind of drive this rotation. Good. Slow it down. Square up those shoulders again. Go back to your medium tempo here. All right, and then let's slow down the tempo again and start to add that rotation again with a long sideways paddle stroke. So I want you to get not only that side flex, but also a bit of rotation. Good, last 2. And 1. All right, back to your regular paddle just for another moment. We are going to change this one up now, and we are going to, let's go to the forward press and then upward press. So shoulders set, no more paddling for now. We're going to press forward and then press up with your dowel. So make this medium tempo, so just a nice consistent pace. Good, let's speed it up. So you'll probably shorten your moves here. Make it quicker and kind of snappy, right? So quick moves that don't fully extend your arms to the front or up overhead, just enough to get moving a little bit faster. We'll do 2 more. And 1. Excellent. Take those shoulders and shake them back into their set position before we do any more here. We're going to slow this one down to our lower tempo right away. And we're going to do this a couple of different ways, actually. So let's just do the forward portion. So start to slow that down. And then I will let you decide what it looks like from here. So if you would like this to be, or if you have the core control to make this a forward hinge, go ahead. If you need the front support for that, maybe you're going to use your dowel on your lap for some support. Good, so we'll do 2 more like that. And 1. All right, and then we're gonna go back to that same move with our medium tempo. So that's a forward press, an upward press. Let's make it full extension at the elbow. So we have the time with this medium tempo exercise to get that full extension. Great, and then speed it up. Smaller moves, quicker moves. Maybe not full extension anymore through the elbow, that's okay. Good, we'll do 2 more. And 1. All right, bring it down, reset those shoulders. We're gonna do a portion of that exercise from our lower tempo now. So more to do with core support. So what we're gonna do is press up at a diagonal. So you're gonna press up diagonally and back down to chest level. So press up at a diagonal, back to chest level. Whatever side you chose, we're gonna do the other side as well in a moment. So keep going on this single side to start with. We are side flexing again, but now our movement is up overhead, still keeping our hips even for this one. Good, so last one here. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So we're side flexing and pressing that dowel up overhead. Good, we'll do 3 more here. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay, so we're gonna do just a little bit more in this same theme for now with the dowel. And our next one is going to be a single side paddle. So pick a side, either grasping on top of the dowel, depending on how long it is and if that works for you, or down lower if you need to. Good, so we're gonna do our medium tempo here as well, meaning you're kind of just falling into a comfortable pace, staying on one side for a paddle. Okay, we are gonna start to speed this one up to our higher tempo. So a quicker move, maybe a bit of a shorter move. So it can be with lots of power, but a shortened paddle stroke. Great, go back to that longer medium tempo stroke, so bigger move. And then pick up the pace one more time on this side, quicker moves, higher tempo. Back down to our medium. And then we are going to slow this one down with a bit of hinge and rotation. So again, pick what's best for you. Big exaggerated move, hinging and rotating to kind of follow the paddle with your gaze as it pushes back past your hip. 2 more on this side. And last one here. All right, reset to center, shake out those shoulders as you need to. We are going to do the same more or less on the other side, and then we'll be done with the dowel for today. So shoulders are set, getting ready to paddle from this other hip. Medium tempo here. So just a nice even pace. All right, let's pick up the pace. A little quicker tempo, maybe smaller moves. And go back to your medium pace. A little bit longer reach. Excellent. We'll do a few more like this. And then start to pick up the pace again. One more time, higher tempo. Bit of a smaller move. Keep going here. Great. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, start to slow it down, medium tempo, and then to that slower tempo. So more to do with core and muscle work here as we start to follow our gaze with the paddle as it pulls back past our hip. Forward hinge with rotation as you pull that paddle back, as long as that's feeling good for you today. Good, we'll do 2 more. And 1. Excellent. We are all done with the dowel for today, so you can set that out of your way. Let's just release a little bit through some of those muscle groups that hold a bit of tension before we move on. Please do grab a drink of water or anything else you need here as well. We are going to be using our physio band right away, so if you need to go get one of those from another part of your room, then go ahead and do that as well. And I'm going to do a few just releases for those shoulders and mid back where we hold some tension as we do some of those exercises that we just did. So come around and give yourself a big hug. Maybe drop your chin to your chest and shake your head slowly side to side. Of course, we'll stretch more at the end of class as we always do, but for now, bring your head back up to neutral. Bring your arms wide diagonally back behind you. Maybe you're looking slightly upward and expanding through your chest. Good. And then maybe you'll take a minute just to release through your wrists as well. So interlacing your fingers and giving some wrist circles here, one direction and then back the other direction. Good. Last one here. Okay, so we are going to grab our physio band and do a little bit of work with that now. So our first exercise will be our row, and I'm going to stay with this same theme of tempo, knowing that we can only move so fast with a band without it being kind of the bounce of the band that drives our move. So do be conscious of the fact that it's your muscles doing the work and not kind of your bands moving you through space as you do these exercises. So slow enough that you can really engage the muscles and let them both contract and release through their full range without the band doing too much to assist in that process. So let's set our shoulders. Arms are going to be forward to start at low chest level, so maybe low rib cage level. And from here, we're going to go just alternating elbow pull back. So shoulder blade towards center each time that arm pulls back. Okay, so we'll do 2 more here. This is our medium tempo. And last one. All right, take those hands to your lap, do a quick reset. We are going to do pretty much the same exercise, but stay on one side and speed it up a bit. I am going to come just a little bit lower though. So I'd like you to be just hovering above lap level with one hand, your support hand. The other arm's going to pull back to about hip level and then return. I haven't said today, but if you find it easier to wrap the band so you don't have to hold on, If grip strength is an issue for you, then go ahead and give that band a few gentle wraps around your hand. So this is our higher tempo with lots of muscle control still. So the band is not assisting with this move at all. Good. 2 more on this side. And 1. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So the working arm that we were just using now becomes our support arm, and the other one is doing our higher tempo row, just to about hip level. Good. And though we're leading with our elbow on this one, it really is our shoulder blade pulling to center that is the main driver of this move. So just focused on that. Great. 2 more. And 1. Good. All right. Reset those shoulders, getting ready to do our slower tempo, which in this case is going to be a hold. So I want to hold the contraction of the muscle group for a little bit of time. Make sure you're not holding your breath at the same time. So we will breathe as we hold this for the count of 5. So both hands are going to come out at, again, let's go to about rib cage level. So slightly higher than we were just doing. Both elbows pull back as your shoulder blades squeeze, and you hold this while breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release. Let's do that 2 more times. Hold back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. And 1 more coming up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Good. All right, so let's reset for the next exercise. So we were just using our rhomboids, the muscles that sit between our shoulder blades. We're now going to use chest, so part of the opposing muscle group. We're going to take the band back behind our back for this one. So thread it through so the band is sitting at your low back and you're holding on to either side. Again, wrap if that you find that is easier for you. And we are going to do the same theme. So we will continue with our tempo theme and do medium tempo to start. So we're going to do this as a straightforward punch, one side and then the other. We certainly used front shoulder muscles to do this, but I want you to see whether you can really call on your chest muscles to help to squeeze that band forward and extend through your arm. Good, so we'll do 2 more here. And 1. Good. Set those shoulders, get ready with one side to do our quicker moves. We're going to do this as a little bit of a crossbody punch, but it's going to be quite small. So maybe you'll start with your arm already partway forward. So the band is already under tension, and then you'll go punch, release, punch, release. So it should be squeeze, release through the chest. Great, let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Set that shoulder, band is under tension as we begin, and then small punches out and in, out and in. Great, let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Reset those shoulders. All we have left with this set of exercises is our slow motion. We're going to do it more or less the same as we did for our mid-back exercise we just did. Arms are going to start slightly out to the side, and we're going to slow motion press until your hands meet at center, chest muscles squeeze. Breathing here, let's hold for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring those arms wide again. Do it 2 more times, squeezing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And 1 more time, squeeze and hold. Don't forget to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. You can unwind yourself from the band. We were actually all done with the band for today. That's the only 2 exercises that I need that for today. Our time is moving right along, and I want to make sure we do a little bit more core work before we're done. So let's get going with that now. We are going to do this in a little bit of our tempo as well. But again, making sure that the move is purposeful and that we're not moving so fast that we lose that, that support that the muscles are providing as we move side to side. So hips are nice and even on the chair, shoulders are back and down. Hands can be on the chair base or on the arms of your chair for support if you require that. If you don't, maybe your hands are just down at your side, fingertips reaching towards the floor. We're going to move at our medium tempo, being side to side. So side flex, one side, back to center, and then the other. All right, we'll do 2 more like that per side. And last one. All right, come back to center, reset your seat so nice and even through your hips. One side now is going to reach down, one hand is reaching down. Our pulse here, or our quicker tempo, is again going to be controlled and maybe half of the move that it was when we were moving side to side at our medium tempo. So little squeezes to bring yourself back to center after you side flex. Shoulders are square, facing forward. Last one here. Good, let's go straight to our slow motion. So maybe you're going to side flex just a little bit further. We don't need this move to be big. We just need it to be big enough that our oblique muscles have to turn on to come to bring us back to full seated. So slow motion, especially on that pull up. Last one here. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So on the other side, we have that quicker tempo to do first. Hold on with your free hand if you need to for support. So down and up, maybe half range that we were doing previously. Hips staying even, oblique muscles really working to help with this side flex. Okay, let's do 3, 2, and 1. Back to center, going into that slow motion. So side flex, squeeze, pull it up. Side flex, pull it back to center. Good, let's do 2 more here. And 1. Excellent. Okay, 1 more core exercise for you, and then we are ready to stretch. This one will be dependent on your level of core support. So if you need to be back on your chair for back support, that is just fine. You will be pressing into your chair back and holding for the count of 5. Make sure you're not holding your breath. So contracting those core muscles as you press back for 5 and then release. If you have the core support to be able to move away from your chair back for this one, we're moving slowly through chair sit backs. So hands can be on your lap or on the arms of your chair for support, or out front if you don't require that support to sit back. And then let's slowly pull up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 is fully seated. So making sure that you're breathing naturally through this sequence and not holding your breath. Great, we're just gonna do it 3 more times. Sit back or press back, come up, slow, or hold with that press back. Good. Oh, now I forget how many times I said we were gonna do. We're gonna do 2 more. This is our second to last one. Good, and last one coming up here. Sit back, slowly pull up. All right, excellent. We are going to stretch in this position while we're here. So if you are on your chair back for support and you require that, you are going to stay there, maybe putting a little bit of pressure on your knees. Make sure the wheels are locked, and we are going to be kind of draping ourselves over the back of the chair just a little bit. So if you don't have anti-tip, just be very careful as you do this. So opening up through your chest and maybe getting a little bit of core muscle stretch as we're here. If you were already forward on your chair and you'd like to stay forward, we're going to slightly forward hinge and then do the same thing, kind of bringing our chest forward and looking up. So it's kind of like half of our cat-cow stretches from that we borrow from yoga. Good. And then come back up tall. Either of those 2, we are going to do 1 more time. So choose whichever one works best for you. Hinging forward if that's available to you, and then extending your chest forward and looking forward to get a bit of opening through front chest and just some movement through your spine here. Great, come back up to your regular seat. You're welcome to be back on your chair for all of the next exercises if that's required for you. So we worked our chest. I'd like to stretch our chest muscles next. Let's do that a few different ways. We'll start with shoulders back and down, hands out front to open up through the chest. Taking some big breaths in and out while you're here. Close those hands together. Let's do it again. Right, bring them together. You're welcome to do that one a few more times if you want to change it up a little bit and you are comfortable reaching your hands to rest your fingertips gently at the back of your head, just at the base of your skull, making sure that you're not putting too much pressure there. We're going to open up through our elbows here instead. Maybe you'll look up just slightly towards the ceiling as you do this one. Again, really thinking about that expansion through your chest, getting lots of space for nice, even breaths in and out. And then you can release that one down. Great, we're gonna do that one more time. So do take your arms wide if that's better for you, or reset the same way, hands gently at the base of your skull. Elbows off to the side, puffing up through the chest, really expanding as you take some even breaths in and out here. And come on back to center. Great. Take a wide reach cross body and then grab onto your upper arm and just give yourself a hug. Shoulder is low for this one. We're looking for a stretch through rear shoulder, and depending on where you hold your muscle tension in through your rhomboids on this side as well. Great, you can release that side and do the same on the other. Big sweeping arm comes cross body. Grab on at your upper arm and just hug it in towards your chest. Shoulder stays low, relaxing through that shoulder blade enough that you feel like you get a little bit of release through that muscle group. And then ease your way out of that stretch. We're going to stretch through our neck muscles next. So just take a comfortable seat, ear drops towards one shoulder. Please do what is most comfortable for you here. Hang out here as it is, or if you like adding that little extra bit of resistance to the stretch, then gently place your hand on your head and put just really gentle pressure to increase this stretch. If you'd like another way to potentially increase this stretch, the hand on the side where your neck is currently stretching can tuck around behind your hip. So back of your hand resting in your back pocket. And ease your way out of that stretch. We'll do the same on the other side. Shoulders set, ear drops towards your shoulder. Stay here if this is the best stretch for you. If you enjoy and are comfortable with that extra bit of pressure of having your hand on your head, increasing the intensity of that neck stretch, go ahead. And then the addition of tucking that free hand in behind your hips as well. Great, ease your way out of that stretch. We are almost done for today. We're going to finish off with a breathing exercise. I'm actually going to have you start with your eyes open for this one, just because we're going to add a bit more neck stretch before we're finished. So feel free to close your eyes anytime you like, but you might want them open for this portion. You can look down towards your lap now and just slowly shake your head side to side. And see if there's a spot that needs a little extra attention. So maybe there's somewhere that you know that you could stop for a moment and let those muscles release a bit more. And then maybe you'll kind of send your breathing to that spot. So take some nice big breaths in and out where you almost feel like your breath helps that muscle to relax. And then bring your head back to neutral. We'll look slightly up towards the ceiling now, and don't feel like you have to look directly overhead, just enough to feel a little bit of extra space at your throat area. And then maybe adding extra space then to your chest for lung expansion as well. So take a few nice big breaths in and out while you're here. And then your head comes back to neutral. Last thing before I let you go, let's go back to our belly breathing. Hand can be at your belly if you like to get that extra bit of feedback. So breath in, your belly button your belly fills up with air, and then breath out, belly button squeezes towards your backbone. So we used our core muscles a lot during class today, both in the core cardio portion and through our resistance portion. So really appreciate the extra work those muscles can do to help with these this activated breathing. And one more like that. All right, as usual, I'll stick around for a few moments after class if you have any questions or just want to chat. And we will finish class today as we always do, starting down low, big breath in, reaching towards the ceiling. 3 in total. We've got 2 more to go. And last one here. Great. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a good rest of your day.
Okay, Julie. I'll see you next week.
Okay, sounds good. See you.